Well, for days and days and days, I have tried to troubleshoot a wiring system on this motorcycle, and I've let it get to me so much that I'm ineffective. And I don't know, it boils down to not having enough knowledge about the system. But once again, I'm trying to get to a point where I can move forward, and when I'm not moving forward, I get a little bit, I get a little nutsy. So again, the problem that I'm having is that the tail light, the running light, the light for the license plate will not illuminate. It will not, it won't even come on. And I can't figure out why. I mean, there must be a short somewhere. And the reason I say that is that in this particular fuse set, you see the top one is the main, the second one, and then the third one. At some time during the life of this bike, it had blown or short circuited or whatever. So there's been a problem with it, and the person that had the bike just removed it and put these two wires out here. These two wires are power, obviously. This one in my little finger is the power, and the fuse goes in there. But every time I put the fuse in there and turn the key on, it's, 1, 2, 3, 4 seconds or whatever, and then the fuse blows. So I have watched numerous YouTube videos on how to troubleshoot and isolate a grounding condition, a short to ground. But I am perplexed because I know that at one time it worked. And the only other thing I could do is to take the wiring harness back out of this motorcycle, which could obviously be done. And I'd have to cut it open, cut the protective layer back, and look at the wires in question to see if it's broken somewhere and it's grounding out against another wire, perhaps. I don't know. But I'm very frustrated. I mean, it's a small issue, and I probably shouldn't let the small things get to me, but they do. Because after I solve this taillight problem, the next problem I have to contend with is why I'm getting electric current through the spark plugs, but not enough really to make an acceptable spark. So I'm thinking, okay, yeah, maybe this is so old that the magnets in here are bad or whatever, but I'm jumping to conclusions. So I've got all this swimming around in my head, and even after I solve those problems, what are the four basics that you need? You need compression, you need spark, you need air, you need fuel. If you have those four things, you should be able to make it happen. But the electric part of this is kicking my ass, and I'm just not used to it. And it messes with me psychologically. I go to bed thinking about it, and I wake up thinking about it, and I read the book and I reread the book, and I think, okay, there's something I'm missing. Typically, when something like this happens, it's something very small. And the reason I say that is not because I'm arrogant, but, for a good majority of my Army time, I worked on Apache helicopters. So I know that 9 times out of 10, if you've got a problem, it's something very small. It's something insignificant that's mucking up the works. But I'm at the point where I can't figure it out. And you say, well, go get somebody. Well, here's the problem with, I mean, it's not a problem. We'll probably end up doing it. But nobody, and I mean nobody, has touched this motorcycle when I got it 2 years ago, all in baskets and totally destroyed. Nobody has touched it, and I wanted to be able to say that from the rooter to the tutor, everything was done by me, by hand, in my garage, and I really didn't want to get any help. So, yeah, I know that's a little bit snooty, and it's not really in keeping with, trying to get the end product, but, there's a little bit of pride in this. I wanted to be able to say, hey, I took a basket case and built it from, the basket to what it is now without any help. But it is truly kicking my ass. So I think I'm going to take another step back and go from, what is known, reread the book, reread again, and see exactly what I can do to solve this problem. But it's frustrating. I mean, I don't know. I'm so close. Lights on. I've got, if you look down here, high beam, low beam, horn works, left turn signals work, right turn signals work, hand brake for the tail light works, foot brake for the tail light works, but there is no running light. And the minute I put a fuse in this connection down here, the minute I put a fuse in these two, it pops. And I've been through 3 fuses, and I've even used a wire jumper, but it's just not working. So anyway, I thought talking about it might, usually if you talk it out, it might help. I'll check it out, reread. I mean, everything works. Oh yeah, except for the lights on the gauges too, which these are connected. If you look at the wiring diagram, the schematic, and I thought, well, maybe I need to take those apart and see if the bulbs somehow are shorted out. But I mean, I haven't even touched those. I haven't broken into those at all. Just cleaned them up. The exterior, I haven't gotten into them. So, who knows, man? Who knows? I wish I was electrical smart. And honestly, it doesn't seem like it's such a big deal, but I'll figure it out sooner or later.